Imagine a young man betrayed by his own flesh and blood, thrown into a pit and left to die. This is the haunting beginning of Joseph's story, a tale that unfolds with the vibrancy of a life lived in Technicolor. Joseph, the favored son of his father Jacob, lived a life that was anything but ordinary. His dreams, vivid and prophetic, were a source of awe and a trigger of envy among his brothers. The favoritism shown by Jacob the father only fueled the growing resentment among his siblings. This jealousy, as corrosive as it was, led them to commit an unthinkable act of betrayal. They sold their own brother into slavery. The Midianites, passing traders, became the unwilling participants in this family drama, purchasing Joseph and carrying him off to Egypt. And so, abandoned and sold by those he loved the most, Joseph's journey in the land of the pharaohs began. This, my friends, is the start of the incredible journey of Joseph. From the pit to the palace, Joseph's life takes a dramatic turn. If ever there was a tale of triumph over adversity, this is it. Plucked from the depths of despair, Joseph found himself in the land of the pharaohs, Egypt. He was sold to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh and captain of the guard. In Potiphar's house, Joseph's integrity and abilities did not go unnoticed. His master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord made all that he did to prosper in his hands. This led to Joseph earning Potiphar's trust and being put in charge of his entire household. However, this period of tranquility was short-lived. A false accusation landed Joseph in prison, yet another pit in his life. But even within the confines of the prison, Joseph's radiant character shone through. He earned the trust of the jailer, who put him in charge of all the prisoners. In the midst of his unjust imprisonment, Joseph's gift of interpreting dreams came to light. He accurately foretold the fate of Pharaoh's chief baker and chief cupbearer through their dreams. This ability, once considered insignificant, became the key that unlocked the doors of the palace for Joseph. When Pharaoh had two dreams that troubled him greatly, the chief cupbearer remembered Joseph. Brought before Pharaoh, Joseph interpreted the dreams, predicting 7 years of abundance followed by 7 years of severe famine. Impressed by Joseph's wisdom and the Spirit of God in him, Pharaoh appointed Joseph as his second-in-command. Joseph, who had been sold into slavery by his own brothers, was now in charge of the entire land of Egypt. He was responsible for storing up grain during the years of abundance to provide for the years of famine. His foresight and administrative skills ensured the survival of not only Egypt, but also the surrounding nations during the famine. And so, Joseph's journey from the pit to the palace was complete. His life, marked by numerous trials, was a testament to his unwavering faith and resilience. Joseph, once a slave, now ruled the very land where he was sold. As the years passed, a great famine struck the land. As foretold, 7 years of abundance were followed by 7 years of devastating scarcity. Joseph, with his foresight, had prepared Egypt for such a time, storing away large quantities of grain during the years of plenty. Meanwhile, his brothers back in Canaan were not so fortunate. The famine had reached their doorstep and they were left with no choice but to journey to Egypt, drawn by tales of its surplus. Unaware of the high-ranking official they would encounter, they came face to face with the brother they had once betrayed. Joseph recognized them instantly, but his brothers were oblivious to his identity. He was moved to tears, but he held his composure. A series of events unfolded, testing his brother's integrity and brotherly love. Eventually Joseph revealed himself, forgiving them for their past actions, and the family was reunited once more. In the end, love and forgiveness prevailed over hatred and jealousy. The story of Joseph is not just a tale of trials and triumphs, but a treasure trove of life lessons. As we delve deeper into Joseph's journey, we begin to uncover the golden threads that weave this extraordinary narrative together. First, we see resilience. Despite being sold into slavery by his own brothers, Joseph remains unbroken. Instead, he rises, transforming every stumbling block into a stepping stone. Next, we encounter forgiveness. Joseph, now a ruler, does not seek revenge when he meets his brothers again. Instead, he embraces them, demonstrating a profound capacity to forgive. We also witness wisdom. Joseph's foresight to prepare for the famine showcases his prudential skills, wisdom that goes beyond his years. Finally, there is faith. Throughout his life, Joseph never loses sight of God's plan. He trusts the divine orchestration, even when the music seems off-key. In Joseph's story, we see a powerful testament of faith, resilience, and forgiveness, a story that still resonates thousands of years later.